So now your transitional leash is on. Now what are you gonna do? So most dogs do not like having something on their head for the first time. This dog is a little bit accustomed to it. We've been working with it for about a week. So this is not as smooth as it will go normally. So they may thrash around, they may roll all over the place, they may jump up, they may try and bite at the leash. So do not be surprised if that happens. It's just, you know, they can react a couple ways, as Heather Beck, the creator of them, taught me: fight, flight, avoid, or accept. So they're not going to accept it immediately, most likely. You have to work them through those stages. So all you're going to do is just gentle pressure up on the leash, about as much as it would take to pick up a phone or an apple. So all you're asking for is the dog to put his butt down. I didn't say anything. You don't even have to look at the dog, which is great if you have, like, for example, an aggressive dog. That's not the case here. Or a dog that's very sensitive to your body language, your voice. This is a very, clear black and white way to communicate with them, because dogs communicate with pressure and release. Most animals do. So this is step one. You just start here, wait for him to stand up every so often, and then you'll just put the pressure back on, asking him to sit. Some dogs may lie down. That's fine, doesn't matter. You're just asking for calm. Doesn't really matter the body position. He could be standing on his head if he was calm. So, right, bud? And I don't talk much through this process with the dog. I'm communicating with the leash, because that's what most dogs don't understand. So, next step after that, you may find it's helpful to just stand there for a while, let the dog settle down, going from over-aroused to calm, over-aroused to calm, and just practicing that skill for a little while. So he's already past that point. He knows how to sit in response to this. So I'm going to look as if I'm going to go all the way to the other side of the room, but I'm just going to go a couple steps. So I say that because a lot of people will go like this, like, "Where are you going, puppy?" It's fine with him because he knows how to walk with this leash. But most dogs, if you stare at them, you're putting spatial pressure on them. So you're telling them to go and stop at the same time. So walk with purpose and sit. Make a little square with a sit at each corner. And just be patient. It can take some time. He's distracted by whatever my dog is doing in that room. And you relieve the pressure when the dog sits. That's very important. So pressure on, pressure off. The way you hold the leash is important too. So I have most of the leash in my right hand. When the dog is on my left, it would be opposite if he was on my right. And it's just a straight line from my hand to the dog. My elbow is relaxed. I'm not tight up on the leash. It's just loose at my side. Because when I start walking, if the leash is the same length, pressure on until he gets next to me, and then he sits. So once you've gotten this square thing, you're able to go 3 or 4 steps in between asking your dog to sit. Then you move on to the next phase, which is the leash pop. So pop, pop, pop. So it's kind of square. It's turning your square into a circle. So a circle is just one long line. So this is how you add duration to your leash walking. When you're able to do this in your house pretty easily, Calvin's being naughty. Then you can maybe try in your backyard, front yard, sidewalk in front of your house, things that are just one step up in difficulty for your dog. Always start with a situation that's low distraction and then slowly build up the distraction. As long as your dog is walking nicely with you, they're not pulling you, you can walk as long as you want. But if they are pulling you, there's something wrong here. So it should just feel like you're holding a rope. Shouldn't feel like you're holding back the dog. You don't want to do your dog's homework for them. So he's the one who is responsible for maintaining a loose leash, staying out of my way, which I'm not doing right now. But that's how it should be. He should turn with me eventually without me having to cue him because he's paying attention. Good job. We don't have the auto sit quite yet. He's like, I'm going to taste you. Couple problems that can come up. Sometimes dogs will try and just roll their snout on the floor. So take your leash, line it up with your dog's spine, and walk forward. That tends to sort them out. Other things that can happen, the dog can jump up. You just hold your leash with the same amount of pressure. So like this. He's kind of got me stuck because I'm in a corner, but you just go in alignment with the dog's spine with the leash, and they should just walk forward for you. If the dog jumps up, you just follow with the leash up. Same amount of pressure. You don't pull any harder. You just follow them until they sit. Dog that just plants and won't move, put your body to the side, towards the dog. And you're going to sort of toggle your hand like this. Because if, say this hand is the dog, this is me, we're trying to pull against each other. But when I start toggling, there's nothing to pull against. So the dog is a lot more likely to go with me. So I hope that helps. Let me know if you have any questions. You have my email, and please feel free to reach out on the Facebook group and share a video if you're having any issues. Happy to help. Forgot to mention another thing that can happen. So sometimes the dog will get the safety stuck in their front legs. So if it's a dog like that, I tie a knot in the safety. Hi. So let's see if I can do that. Just like that. So then it's short enough that, I know, it might be a little cattle dog. Then it's short enough that their arm can't get in there. It's like, that's for the birds, I'm not into it. All right, hope that helps.